But so for the podcast, we're doing basically a section on health, like all things health. And a huge part of that is obviously healthy eating. And you're a nutritionist, which is really cool. So, what made you want to be a nutritionist?
Okay, let's jump right in. Uh, yeah, so I was very overweight, morbidly obese as a kid. I was 100 pounds heavier when I was probably your age. And I felt so uncomfortable. I couldn't share clothes with my friends. I couldn't wear all the cool styles I wanted to wear. My doctor kept telling me how unhealthy I was. My mom's friends and grandmother would keep telling me that I'm such a pretty face, but if only I could lose weight. I really was just like, the weight was just everything I was and I was defined as, and I was so uncomfortable by that because I felt like I had a lot of personality and I was really into clothes and I couldn't really express my truest self. So I was really frustrated. And at 8 years old, my parents sent me to weight loss camp, like a fat camp. Um, like the ones they used to have movies about them and documentaries. And I went to one of those and I was with other kids who were heavier and I actually liked it and I lost weight, but then I just went home and I gained it all back when
Yeah.
I went through, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade. And then eventually I was at my highest weight going into high school. And I was like, enough is enough, Ilana. You have to start, really taking this seriously and finding out a way that's going to work best for you because I saw so many nutritionists who told me to eat very little portions, but
Mhm.
I like to eat very big portions. So I
Yeah.
had to figure out how to do that while high school. So throughout high school, I really just started creating my own system based on what I was learning and doing. And I started losing about 50 pounds on my own through high school. By the time I was a senior from high school, I was down close to 50 pounds, and then went to college to study nutrition. Lost a little bit more the summer after high school, and then I was down about 65 pounds. I lost weight in my freshman year of college when most people gain, even though I was still partying, because I have a method that just allows you to do it. And up until this point, after having two children, I've lost more. And it always inspired me when I was 15, 16 years old. I was losing all this weight. Everyone said, how are you doing it? How are you doing it? My mom's friends, my dad's friends, everyone. And I knew if I was going to advise people and give recommendations on what to eat, I had to have the credibility. So that's why I got all those plaques behind me on the wall. I became a registered dietitian, got my master's degree in nutrition, wrote a best-selling book, and so forth. And now I have over 2 million people who have access to my program. And it's amazing how many just like over 1 million pounds weight loss has occurred from my method that just continues to help more and more people.
Yeah, it's crazy. And is that the inspiration behind to be mindset?
Yeah, that's inspiration behind the To Be mindset. After I became a registered dietitian, I was hired by UCLA, the university in California, to lead a weight loss seminar for people who work there and need to lose 40 or more pounds. So I created a weight loss seminar for them and I ended up teaching it 10 semesters over. And everyone was seeing such amazing success. And I was seeing private clients who were getting great success. But I knew I had to share this with more people because there was nothing like it. So I partnered with a company called Beachbody. They have programs like P90X and Insanity and 80-day obsession and all these amazing workout programs, but they have this amazing online library for people interested in fitness. And I wanted to help them just even further optimize their nutrition program. So I partnered with them and we created essentially my philosophy in a program that now, you know, hundreds of thousands of people can do.
It's really cool. And then you also wrote a book, which is awesome. Did you always want to write a book, or was that kind of something that happened?
Yeah, it's a great question. Honestly, it was deeper into my career when I started getting offers for a book and when my audience started asking me for one that it came to me. That was not the first thing I thought I would do, but I'm so happy I did. And I love that I also did the Audible. So I recorded an audiobook of me reading it. So it's essentially just like a really, really valuable longer podcast and people are saying they've listened to it twice, 3 times, like while on a treadmill, in the car, while cooking dinner, whatever it is. So I did the audiobook and the written book, and then of course the ebook. And it's just been really helpful for those who want to digest something in a different way. And I went much deeper into emotional eating in that book because that's like a huge part of my weight loss story. So anyone who got the practical tips from my program of what to eat and when to eat, but it really is just keep struggling or self-sabotaging or staying, on track for 3, 4 days, but then can't help but eat the cookies in the pantry at night, or just falling off and on, and or just diet hopping. This book is really, really, really important, so you can learn how you can lose weight happily and actually keep it off for good.
Yeah, totally. I know a lot of people struggle with emotional eating for sure. And then obviously, like, it's such a nutritionist time right now because obviously we have the holidays and then the New Year's, which is usually like holidays people overeat, New Year's get on track. And do you have any tips for number one people who want to maybe not go super off the rails during the holidays, and then also to those who want to really live a healthy lifestyle in 2021?
Great question. For those, who are looking at the holidays as, oh, you know what, let me just eat whatever I want, I'll focus on January 1. I
Right.
really recommend you like fine tune that mindset a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, our metabolisms, at least mine, is not that forgiving. And, if you ate generally well throughout the day and still left plenty of room for treats, you can get through the holidays fine, like maybe up, 2 to 3 pounds over the next 2 weeks rather than 7 to 8, which just doesn't really leave you feeling so fantastic. So, what I really recommend is to look at it as a holiday, not a holla month,
Yeah.
as much as possible. Try to look at it as, maybe a third of your day or a quarter of your day that's more indulgent, but not the whole day. So continue to wake up and have a nutritious breakfast that has protein in it and higher fiber carbohydrates, maybe like berries and Greek yogurt or oatmeal and eggs, something like that. Then try to get activity in your day, try to drink tons of water, have a half plate veggies at lunch. And then, of course, dinner is going to probably be more indulgent and so forth. But if you start your morning with the cookies on the counter,
Yeah.
and you start with the cookies on the counter and you don't add a protein, and then like 2 hours later you go in and you have, you know, a popcorn from a can, like the caramel popcorn, you have a handful of that, and then you don't know why you're still hungry. So then you get a burger and fries, and then you don't know why you're still hungry. And then it just leads to constant eating if you're not really fueling your body in a more structured place. So I recommend continue to get movement in every day, drink plenty of water, and try to keep as much of your day structured with good food as possible.
Yeah, definitely really good advice for the holidays for sure. And then a lot of my audience is teenagers, and obviously teenagers do struggle with weight a lot or wanting to be healthier, and it can be kind of difficult because you don't really control what you eat. Either the cafeteria serves something at school and that's just what you get, or your parents just give you breakfast, dinner, and what you eat is what you eat, and you don't have that control. So, to people who kind of want to eat healthier, start a new lifestyle, but really don't feel like they have the control to, what advice would you give to them?
Yeah, I think you have to really feel more empowered and get a stronger voice because, and I love, one of the reasons I'm so obsessed with TikTok and I'm close to 1.3 million followers on TikTok is because I was a teenager when I was losing my weight. I wasn't a dietitian yet. I didn't even have a dietitian yet. I had previous years in weight loss camp, of course, but I didn't, I was really just self motivated. And
Yeah.
my parents were still doing fad diets and had no idea what to tell me. And they weren't really the best role models for nutrition at all. Um, but I would just tell my mom, like, I would just start making my own food. And right now I have a niece, I have a younger sister, both like young teenagers, and they're both starting to learn how to make veggies, which I really try to show people how to do on TikTok and within my program. I don't believe in complicated recipes. I believe in really simple recipes. And I really believe if a teenager asks their parents, hey, mom, next time you go to the grocery store or do an online order, can you add me in a bag of cauliflower rice, $1.99 at Trader Joe's, or like other retailers, and maybe Laughing Cow cheese wedges, you know, those like triangle cheeses. Get me one of those for $2.99 or something. This way I can microwave them together and turn it into a cauliflower rice risotto, which is a 2B mindset recipe. I'm sure your mom will be plenty happy. Right now, she's buying you crackers and chips because that's what she thinks you want. And also, that's what she sneakily really wants to be eating in the pantry too, and justifying that she's buying it for you. But if you stepped up and started saying, hey, mom, I'm really interested in losing weight. You know, I heard a podcast with this nutritionist, Ilana Muhlstein. She has a program. It's 100% refundable. If you don't like it within 30 days, you can watch my whole program in one night. It's like the whole program is a series of videos. You can watch in under 3 hours. So if you're not 100% satisfied, you can return it. You guys can watch it together. You can get all the recipe books. You can download them. You can print them out. And they're simple, they're quick, they're easy. And I definitely recommend as a teenager to start just knowing how to make like an omelet, knowing how to make a smoothie, knowing how to make maybe a salad, the bottle dressing, but feeling a little bit more empowered as a teenager because I really believe you have more control than you think at that age.
Yeah, for sure. And then obviously when you're a teenager, I mean, really any age, sometimes you just, like the house you grew up in, you never talked about nutrition. It just wasn't a thing. And you kind of just know nothing about nutrition. Like, where do I even start? How many calories am I supposed to eat? Like how many carbs am I supposed to eat? And you just don't know. And obviously it can lead you going either way down the wrong rabbit hole,
Totally.
eating way too little because you just think that's what you're supposed to do, or too
Right.
much because you just don't know. Do you have any ranges that you would give people? I mean, obviously everybody's different.
Yeah, I think my number one best recommendation is to never count calories,
Okay,
because it just makes you obsessive. And
yeah.
I have like 5 or 6 reasons why you shouldn't count calories. It's a whole page in my book, but just a couple for everyone listening. One reason why you shouldn't count calories is because they're not equal. So, an avocado, like 150 calories of an avocado, is very different than 150 calories from Swedish fish. The healthy fats and the fiber and the protein, even in avocado, is going to go to so many different areas of your body where it needs to get used really efficiently, and it won't necessarily cause fat gain. But if you have something that's pure sugar, it doesn't do anything really for our body, and it causes, which is fine to have in moderation, but if you're having not 150 calories worth but a whole bag, or 500 calories worth of just pure sugar and gummy bears, then it just raises our insulin, which stores as fat, and will just cause weight gain. So one reason why not to count calories is because it has you focusing on the wrong thing. Typically, it's like most people say, oh, I'm supposed to eat 1,500 calories. How much candy and junk food can I fit in that bracket? That's not going to help anyone get healthier or more fit or look like they have a leaner, stronger body, which the person's probably looking for. So that's one reason. Another reason is studies have shown over and over again that everyone underestimates how many calories they're eating. So most people put in about 70% of their food at best. Even dietitians underestimate how much they put in. So it's not accurate at all. And another reason is because a food product can actually be wrong by 20%. So let's say there's a 100-calorie pack of cookies. The 100-calorie pack of cookies could actually have 117 calories worth of cookies and still be totally legal. It's kind of silly and ridiculous. But essentially, if you're trying to get healthier, I wouldn't start focusing on calories. What I would start focusing on is, as a teenager, would be thinking about a way to have more protein at every meal. That's first and foremost, especially as a girl and a guy, you're in high growth right there. So what I find is a lot of the teenagers I know who are struggling with their weight, they eat a whole bowl of pasta. Okay. A whole bowl of pasta that doesn't have any chicken on it or 2 eggs or grilled tofu or anything might not keep you full for that long. So focusing on protein, which is Greek yogurt, tofu, tempeh, maybe a protein shake, chicken, shrimp, turkey slices, getting protein in, not so much, but definitely a little bit at every meal, like a hand's worth or something like that. Salmon. Okay, so that's first that you actually full, and try to have more set meals rather than snacking all day. And
Yeah.
honestly, right now for teenagers, I know we're all like on TikTok and we're on our Zoom calls and we're so distracted
Yeah.
that my best tip for teenagers, anyone who wanted to lose weight, would be when you're eating, listen to music, listen to a podcast, maybe have like your podcast on in the background as something to view, but really be looking at the food, because it's very easy to just be overeating and not understand why. If you are scrolling while eating at the same time, you're not registering any fullness.
Totally. For sure. And like when you say you don't believe in counting calories, do you more so believe in intuitive eating?
So
Or
intuitive eating is a book and a philosophy that I don't ascribe to, because I'm obsessed with pounds getting dropped, because I was 100 pounds heavier. So I needed the scale to not be 215 pounds. I needed it to get to 205, to 195, to 185, to 175, to 155, to 135, to 125. So I really believe in the scale as a measuring tool. And I talk about how to do that in a healthy way within my book and program. And I also believe in like writing down your food. I think that just intuitive eating as a philosophy is very philosophical, but it's not very practical. So I like to give people a lot of practical thing, because if you're just meditating on a grape, you're probably not going to see yourself losing weight. So I have what I call my two bunnies, which are tried and true. Every single person, I've worked with thousands of clients, everyone will always lose weight following the two bunnies in the way I best explain it within my book and program. But it's water first. Drink tons and tons of water first before your meals, at least 16 ounces of water before each meal. It helps fill you up. It helps you eat more sensibly, and it really helps you lose weight. I could go on that for a while. So water first, veggies most. A lot of teenagers are like, I don't like to eat veggies. I promise, the sooner you start to like one or two veggies, the easier your whole life will be in terms of losing weight. So the sooner you say, you know what, I don't love all veggies, but the truth is baby carrots and guacamole is kind of good. And you know what, roasted broccoli with a good amount of oil and salt kind of tastes delicious. The sooner you get to that point, the better off every teenager will be. So learn to eat veggies. And then I really recommend writing down your food every day. So it doesn't have to be calories, but you should write down oatmeal, cereal, milk, cookies, crackers, 5 handfuls of popcorn, whatever it is. Being mindful and just writing down what you eat doesn't have to be calories. It's actually the whole act of just being mindful of what you're eating while using the scale as a measuring tool every once in a while to help you gauge how to really lose weight in an effective way.
Yeah. And then obviously you've been on TikTok, which has been amazing. You have a really cool TikTok. But what made you want to start a TikTok and give more, so not like the dances, but nutrition advice?
Really just because I love social media. When I was a teenager, Facebook just came out and they weren't letting high school kids on it yet. You had to be in college. And I was hunting down Facebook and every college kid I knew to use their email address so I could be the first one on Facebook. I love social media. I'm a total social media nerd. I just love it. It's like 100% my personality. Before social media existed, I was still alive. I feel so old talking to you, but I was always the girl who had the camera. So even when they were disposable cameras or Polaroids or the first digital camera, I was always that friend who took the pictures and loved the pictures and printed them out and made the scrap up. So when I heard about TikTok as a new fun platform, I was excited to hop on, especially when I heard it was mostly teenagers, because I've always been trying to help more teenagers, because I know that's when I started my journey and was just as lost as you like might think, everyone listening to this was.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and then obviously there's a lot of diet advice on TikTok, like so much.
Oh, really? I'm honestly not fed that much. So,
I don't know why, but like my whole For You page, I get a lot of stuff.
oh, make sure you're not looking at that. I know I spoke to one teenage girl and she was following like the vegan teacher who was really guilting her about eating protein. And then one One thing, a couple years ago, when TikTok, before TikTok was around, on Instagram, there were a couple of bloggers who were teenagers who were telling all these girls to be vegan and only eat fruit and like eat 20 bananas a day and it's totally fine. And I'm telling you that those few girls, those bloggers who were doing that,
Hmm.
spiraled so many girls I know into horrible eating disorders that I was able to help them with as a client. But you have to be very careful with the advice you take in. It should really come from a dietitian.
Yeah. What I see most often on TikTok is I see calorie deficit. Like that's all I see basically.
I know, and it's really a shame because it's true. Like if you eat less calories than you're burning, that pounds will come off. The problem isn't the actual thing of it. The problem is that it doesn't last. So I believe if I'm ever going to give anyone nutrition advice, it
Hmm.
needs to be simple. It needs to be really easy to learn about, not have to be a mathematician and start doing equations. It needs to be simple. It needs to be sensible. It needs to have worked for me, for thousands of clients, backed on research, and it has to be sustainable. And you have to want to be doing it in 7 years from now. So
Yeah.
my whole program and philosophy, I lost my 100 pounds, so I never have to find them again. That's all my clients who lose weight. I want them, they drop their weight. I don't care if they drop their weight and see 50 pounds weight loss in 5 months. I want to follow them in a year from now and make sure they kept it off or lost more.
Yeah.
So the problem with calorie counting and a calorie deficit isn't that it doesn't work. A lot of things will help you lose weight. A lot of things. Having 2 grapefruits a day can help you lose weight. The problem is it's not simple. It's really difficult. How are you going to go to Christmas dinner or like eat your Aunt Sally's casserole? So
Yeah.
one, it's not simple. Two, it's not sensible because just it's like with calorie counting, there's so many inaccuracies. And then three, it's really not sustainable. Like, do you want to be married on your honeymoon and telling, your husband, oh, I can't drink that wine or wait 1 second to toast. I want to punch it in my calories.
Yeah.
Probably not. So yes, there are a lot of things that can help you lose weight. It's how you do it though that's going to make your life the happiest
Do you,
and see the best results.
yeah, totally. Do you believe in it being more kind of slow and steady
I
than
don't,
fast?
honestly, like if a client loses 1 pound a week and wants to lose three, but she did it feeling happy with her family, I'm happy.
Hmm.
But at the same time, my clients lose tremendous amounts of weight. Like I see the same pounds lost than any other deprivation diet. My
Yeah.
clients just keep it off. So the average client of mine, we've actually run controlled test groups of my clients and people doing my programs, and the average weight loss has been about 10 pounds per month. So 30 pounds, 3 months, 40 pounds, 4 months, that type of thing, 10 pounds, 1 month type of thing. But it always depends on where the person starts from and how motivated they are.
Yeah, totally. That's really good advice. Yeah. And then where can people find you?
Thanks. I'm Nutrition Babe on TikTok. Nutrition Babe on TikTok, and then my name Ilana Muhlstein RD on Instagram. And yeah, find me there. And then where are you guys now? A lot of YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of YouTube, Spotify too, mainly.
Spotify is social.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It can. I kind of use it like a social platform, but yeah.
Cool. All
Hmm.
right, I have to get on the Spotify train, I guess.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool.
All right,
Yeah,
well, thank you
thank you
so
so
much.
much for your time.
Yeah, happy holidays, happy new year. And for everyone watching, if you're not feeling amazing in your body and in your skin, it's never too late to get it together. When I was 13, I remember I was doing jumping jacks and I had all these rolls and I was feeling so uncomfortable in my body. And I remember just looking down and being like, you know what? I only have this one body for life. Even
Yeah,
at 13, it's going to be the same body you're going to have at 93, hopefully. So I remember looking down and being like, it's not worth my time just settling to be uncomfortable. It's worth spending the time because once I do, I get to have the benefits for the rest of my life. So I hope everyone kind of, takes on that mindset because it really made the biggest difference for me.
yeah, totally. Seem like you have a great program that'll really help a lot of people.
Thank you so much for having me on. It was so good speaking with you.
Yeah, of course, you too. Thank you.
Of course. Bye.
Yeah, bye.